Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Phil Wesley, the Mile High Mouth. And, well, for this episode of Suki Nihan, I am reviewing episode 2 of, hopefully, season 1 of Ace Attorney. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This episode is called Turnabout Sisters First Trial. It is such a relief. I was just like, okay, that first episode was... I would be doing like a little type of court freak out thing over it because it was just frustrating and bland. But this episode, yeah, there's still some animation errors, but the music picked up a little bit, and you've got, let's see, they introduced Maya, Gumshoe, Edgeworth. There's a lot of little sequences and little hints and pieces for later cases. And there are a ton of sequences that are not in the game. They've taken... You see, this is the show I came here to see. And you can see it for free on Crunchyroll, which is fantastic. Anyways, unlike the first episode, which tried to be frame by frame a watered down milquetoast version of the game, this episode actually wants to be here. They're like, let's put some effort into this. And I'm like, yes, so good. You see, I wasn't actually going to review this series off of the first episode because I was just like, this is bad. And then the second episode came around and I thought, okay, I'm going to check out this second episode of the show. Checked it out. This is what I wanted. It was beautiful. It was fantastic. And I was just like, although I'm a little worried because if this is a 10 or 13 episode series, they might just finish up just the first game. When in reality, what they need is a 26 episode series so they can get to Godot and Dahlia and we can see Pearl and we can see all this other stuff because the third game, so good. And the villain in the third game is so good. In fact, I'm thinking I'm just going to replay through these through the games again because like it's on the 3DS and the sixth one in the series is coming out over here. So, yeah, the games are fantastic and the first 3 are a perfect trilogy of games. So, yeah, this got me pumped to go back and play that again on the 3DS. I love it. It's good. Anyways, let's get down to this. You see, instead of making the plot of the games the entirety of the show, they take the plot skeleton of the game, your basic things. Okay, Phoenix needs to somehow, you set up the case, he picks up the evidence, and you set up the stuff for a confrontation in the courtroom, right? And they did all that. Well, they didn't get to the actual courtroom battle in this episode. In fact, it cuts out a little bit before that. I guess spoilers. But during that, you have flashbacks to Phoenix when he's younger. You have flashbacks to Phoenix interacting with Mia, and Mia Fey. And you get some great little bits of interaction between Maya and Phoenix that work. You get to see more. It's like seeing more into the series that isn't there in the games. This is stuff that's in the games, but it's presented in a different way, and that's what I wanted. I'm a little worried that they'll run out of space for this, but I'm just like, I really like this. Also, the way they contrast Phoenix with Miles Edgeworth. For example, you see Miles Edgeworth coming in his big red sports car, and then you see Phoenix Wright parking his bike, which, one thing I really liked is there's a lot of show, don't tell. For example, when you see the thinker on Maya's desk when she's talking to Mia, Mia when she's talking to Maya, and you see that there's like the little parts around it. You see her doing the stuff that she mentions in it. Even if the conversation on the cell phone is word for word from the game, it's fine because she's showing you this. A lot of this they're showing. For example, when Maya first says no to Phoenix Wright, or Nick, being her attorney, she gives him a solid good reason. It's kind of shown with like slightly. There's a little bit of reused animation in this from the first episode. That's a little disconcerting or a little troubling, but I think it'll be fine because the series does have a lot of flashbacks in it. Anyways, she has a good logical reason for it, and at the end, near the end, when he shows her the notebook of all these lawyers that he's called and stuff, that's not from the game, but it works with this. And then the part there with like the little cherry blossom petals that are stuck to his suit because he's been riding his bike around in the rain throughout all this. They don't say it. They don't say that's what he was doing. They just show it, and that works. Also, the interaction between Maya and Phoenix in this is great. I can't wait to see episodes where they don't have a glass wall between them. I can't wait until after this one, which, by the way, they're setting up some stuff for things that aren't in this game. So, hopefully, I really liked it. I liked the additional music. I really liked the opening and ending sequences. I really like what they've done with this. I liked this episode. If you have a Crunchyroll account, go out and check it out. It's worth it. The first episode is weak. This is more like a B effort. I can't wait to see it with improved animation and with an English dub. But this one feels like, oh, hey, this is a beloved series with lots of great characters. Let's do them some justice. And it works. There's justice for all. I have no objections to this series now. And I can't wait to see a third episode. Which, by the way, we're of course going to review when it comes out. We're going to review and talk about it, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. What I didn't like about this, animation errors. What I did like about it, everything else. The way Phoenix finds some of the evidence, perfectly natural. It works. This is actually better paced, and they're showing us stuff that's not in the games. This now acts as a companion to the games that's pretty noteworthy and worth your time. So I hope it continues in that way, because sometimes anime can be very uneven from one episode to the next. But yeah, I'm hyped for it. I'm looking forward to episode 3. Are you looking forward to episode 3? Tell me in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and until the next video comes out, you are now caught up.